and gentlemen, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are. To all of you, wherever you are coming from, this is Dr. Warakira Farouk, coming to you from Capital Coin offices here on Kampala Road, Boulevard Building, level 4. Capital Coin, we have a very good ecosystem, and we are looking at how we are going to help communities in different aspects of life. Capital Coin ecosystem is comprised of many projects that are running at the same time, serving different purposes. And one of the products that we feel cuts across and is really aiming at changing people's lives is the Capital Coin bot. You know, we are living in an era of the artificial intelligence where majority of the work that was initially being done by people, right now people are leveraging on AI, or you can call it artificial intelligence. So we have come with this software or the artificial intelligence, which one can deploy, and it's going to help you work and trade for you on a daily basis in the crypto space. It's going to be able to trade for you, and it's going to be making you a daily profit. So we are looking at how one can use his or her phone and make an extra income. We are looking at how people can make residual income. You know, we've seen many people working tirelessly, saving money in banks, saving money on mobile money. Others are even still saving money in a rudimentary ways, keeping it under the bed, keeping it in those small pots. And we are here to say the world has changed. We no longer keep money that way, because money kept in the bank does not generate any income for you. Yet banks leverage on our money, use that money, lend it out to people who want loans, and then pay back to the banks with a profit. But us, the savers, don't take advantage of the profits made by the banks. And yet at the end of the year, you will see different banks publishing their annual report of returns when they have made millions or billions in money, and of which we are not sharing in that manner as the savers. So we are telling people the world we are living in, we are in a decentralized type of life where you can decentrally own your money, keep it for yourself using online banking platforms. So as you keep this money on these banking platforms, for instance, we have one of the biggest and the largest banking platform, which is called Binance. We are lucky that Binance started here in Uganda. I'm one of the people who witnessed Binance in its early stages when it was beginning in 2018, and I've seen it grow through. Right now, when you look at Binance, it has people that have kept money with it, over 300 million customers worldwide. I don't know, I want to ask you guys, those of you who are so obsessed with your personal banks wherever you're banking, how many banks have that customer base in Uganda here, or in any East African country or African country? But you find that in just a space of around 6 years, Binance has grown from 0 customers to over 300 million customers now. So that shows you how people have come to trust these online banking platforms, and they are easy for banking. You can have access to your money at your fingertips any time of your choice. You are not restricted by geographical locations. Whether you are in Uganda, whether you are a traveler, you have access to your money, which is not the case in the rudimentary ways of banking. If you are banking with a particular bank here in Uganda, if you are to travel, you must have informed your bank so that it opens up your Visa card for online banking. That's when you'll be able to access your funds. If you don't do so, you might end up not having access to your money. So that's what we are telling people. We are telling people the easiness of having their personal banks online and keeping money for themselves online. Then away from that, we are saying we don't want this money to just come and slip onto your bank accounts online. You can still leverage on this money that you have kept there, give it to these softwares, and this software, it's you, even personally, that is going to give instructions on how to spend and use your money that is in your personal account. So what we are doing is literally what Forex bureaus do. What Forex bureaus do, it is in a local form. They are trading in currencies. Guys who own Forex bureaus buy different currencies every day and sell them to different people who want to exchange one currency from one currency to another. And the difference between the buying and the selling price is what these guys of the Forex bureaus are taking home as profit. So we are doing the same thing. You can as well own your personal Forex bureau online, and you don't need to have knowledge on how these things are done. All you have to do is deposit, open up yourself an account, verify it. Actually here we do what we call the KYC, know your customer, because we don't want to just deal with anybody that we don't know, because you might end up using money in a wrong way. There are certain people who go in and get money through money laundering. Others, you can end up financing like terrorism and what have you. So with KYC on these systems, it helps us, or helps the systems, to know who exactly they are dealing with and of what purpose are you using this money for. So you can easily be tracked on whatever transaction that we are doing, so that we avoid such activities of money laundering and theft and what have you. So there is much more security when you're banking with these online systems, and we have security of our money. For a time that we have been using these systems, personally I've had an encounterment where Binance, at one point it was hacked, and it took around 3 hours for Binance to reimburse all people's accounts to their original amounts. Whereby, when you look at the case of Uganda, I don't know you people whether you really watch TVs, you watch or listen to radio stations, where there is a full department in the government called the Deposit Protection Fund. And that department, it is the one that is responsible to protect our funds that we deposit with different banks. But in an advert that they always make, they have made it clear that for every amount of money that you deposit with your personal bank, it is only protected and secured up to 20 million Uganda shillings, not even percentage, because there is a difference between being protected up to 10 million and also being protected up to 10%. But this time around, they have made it clear they are protecting whichever amount that you have in your bank up to 10%. That means 10 million Uganda shillings. That means if anything happens on your personal bank, the money that the government is liable of, or is going to be able to pay back to you, is up to the tune of 10 million Uganda shillings. Then think, for instance, you have there 100 million, you have 200 million. Others have money in tunes of billions, and you're not secured to that tune. You are only secured up to 10 million. And here in this banking system of the online banking platforms, we are secured up to 100%. So that's the first security that you have about your money. The money is at your disposal. Your money is secured up to 100%, and you have access to your money 24/7, regardless of the geographical location of where you are. So from there, we don't want this money to accumulate and be sleeping in your personal account there. What we are doing now, because trading requires some bit of the technical knowledge, you need to understand when to buy and when to sell. And some other people have limitations. Some are old, they cannot manage sitting onto the graph, onto their phones or the computer, and try to interpret these graphs so that they can know when to enter the market and when to get out. Others are young, others are incapacitated in different ways. So with the coming and inception of the AI, we are seeing that now this artificial intelligence is capable of doing all of that. You don't need to engage yourself with the too much mathematical calculations that are involved into the graphical interpretation of these graphs. All you need to do is to have these softwares, put it on your phone, and connect it onto your personal account. Give it instructions on how it's going to be playing around your money, because you might choose to give it all your money in your bank account, or you can choose to give it partially, part of that money, so that the rest of the money is kept for you in case you have issues around, you need to help yourself out, so you don't run out of funds. So you set, the moment you set it right, now it's going to be able to handle everything on your behalf. And this software of the Capital Coin robot, we assure that it's capable of making you not less than 2% on a daily basis. That's a guarantee. We assure that you are going to be having at least a 2% on a daily basis. And from there, another thing when you're using this software, it's just like a car. When you get a car, when you have a car, you're not just going to drive without fueling it. And even when you are fueling it, the fuel you give to your car is dependent on the distance that you are going to be driving. So someone who is going to drive to a nearby place will consume lesser fuel, and then someone who intends to drive for a longer distance will take some reasonable fuel. So it's the same as what we are doing here. So looking at the profit that you want to make is what makes you put in the required fuel that will give you what you desire. Because for every fuel you put in your robot, by the time it gets finished, it must have made profit valued at 3 times the value of the fuel that you bought. So that is very guaranteed. Now the amount of the capital that you are using only helps you to accelerate the rate at which the fuel you have consumed is going to be consumed, and then vis-a-vis the results that you'll be seeing in a shorter period of time. So the higher the capital, it reduces on the waiting period, and the gas will be consumed so quickly, and then you are going to realize profits in a very shorter period of time. So we are looking at that, and we are saying how many families, how many people that are really having smartphones, because now we are seeing that in the world where you are, smartphones are almost becoming an order of the day. There's no way one can survive without having a smartphone. And we don't want you to just have this smartphone for a purpose of taking nice pictures, for a purpose of hanging out, for a purpose of, you know how people really spend much more time on these smartphones. They are watching movies, they are watching different games and what have you. So we are saying, as we are doing all of that, remember, when we are doing all of that, we are spending in terms of data. So how are you going to pay back the data that you are spending? We are not limiting anybody from watching the cartoons, watching the films and what have you, but we are saying the same data that you are spending doing all of that, you can spend the same data trading with your phone. Just open up your account, get your phone at work, such that by the time you are buying that data, it is doing something extra that is earning you, other than just spending without making anything. So that's what we are looking at. We want to see every Ugandan, every East African, every African that has access to the mobile phone, or that has access to a computer, or that has access to internet. This software is here for us. What we want to assure you and guarantee you, you are not going to lose any single penny. You are not going to lose. The system that we are talking about, it is tested and guaranteed. Nobody is going to be losing any of their money. So we are here, and we are always here to help and educate people of different walks of life. That's why we really want to encourage you to spare time and find us at this office. We are ready and willing to help you. One, to see how we can have a daily living. You don't need to be employed to earn. You don't need to be educated to earn in this era of the artificial intelligence. So guys, I want to call upon you that with the coming of the Capital Coin ecosystem, one area that is going to be handled properly is the area of the daily income. You cannot really survive, you cannot really have better living when you don't have a daily income. So we are going to have this through that little that we have. Put it on our robot, let the robot do its work. The biggest, we are going to be always here, we are going to be always inviting you guys come through, we see how we can help one another as we make it through this difficult kind of life. We don't need to blame it on politicians. We don't want to blame it on anybody. We want to say that everything is possible and everything is with us so that we can live the life we want. If you choose not to be with us, it's upon you. But we are sure that we have a solution that can really add up a value to your life. As we demand our political leaders to make everything right for us to live, we still need to do something for us, because there is no economy that has grown out of public service. But most of those economies that we see have grown up because of the private sector, and the private sector is me and you. What is it that you are doing that really adds value to the community where you are? And this is the reason why we are here as Capital Coin Ecosystem. So, and that is just one of the factors that I've just looked at in as far as our Capital Coin Ecosystem is concerned. Many are coming, and we are going to be discussing them in details. Don't miss being here at our offices. We shall always be waiting. Wherever you find this video, you can just tap onto the DM of that particular person posting, because we have very many people. We are really providing employment to very many people in the space. So we are going to be spreading this message on very many social platforms, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere, name it. Many people are going to be spreading this message. Wherever you find this message, please don't hesitate. Reach out to that particular person. Is ready to help. If you cannot manage, please reach out to our offices. We are always going to be there. We are open Monday to Saturday, and we are here to avail you with the knowledge that you need to our level best. We want to see everyone making it together with us. Thank you.